Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video we will be learning how to create something like this steam engine without the other stuff. So in this video we'll just be creating this or something similar to this. So let's get started. First, what you need to understand is that this wheel is actually moving this prong, moving the arm, moving the other prong, moving this yellow piston up and down. In real life it would be the other way around, but for sake of simplicity the wheel is doing it. As you can see, if I destroy the wheel, it stops moving. But if I destroy the piston, it still works. So just letting you know that. Another thing to know is that there's a lot of hinges, hinge constraints used in this creation. Like everywhere you see like a green sphere, that's where hinge constraints are. There's even one in there. Can't really see that. There's even one there. Wait, no, this might be a prismatic hinge. Or if I said that right. Prismatic hinge and ball and socket hinge right there. Hinge constraint, hinge constraint, hinge constraint, and hinge constraint. So we will be using all of the hinges or constraints. Ball and socket hinge, regular hinge, and prismatic hinge. We will also be using my weld script that you see in here. So without further ado, let's get started. So what you need to do now is create a base for your arm, something like this, where it can connect to with a hinge and rotate to a limited degree on its own. So let's make the block. Just going to insert a part, scale it. I'm going to make it tall, so just in case the arm hits the ground. Alright, so that was easy. So now we need to make the arm itself. So nothing too fancy, just going to duplicate this and scale it. Like this. Alright, so I'm going to anchor this base and name it base for simplicity and easier reference, and name this arm. So I'm going to move this out of the way so we can add the hinge. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to click on the base first, then the arm, and make sure it's all centered. Alright, so move this back, and I'm going to put a part on this end so it works. See if it like tilts. Alright, let's test this out. Alright, it works. Just in case, I'm going to turn the friction and friction weight to 0. So no interference with the arm and the base. Same with the arm. Alright, so now we have the base and we have the arm. Now we need the prongs that connect to the arm and to the wheel and or to the piston. So I'm just gonna get another part, scale it, and just put it on this end and then scale it down. Duplicate it and move that there. So now we have two. Alright, so we have two. Just going to name these both prong. Move them out and connect hinges to them. Clicking on the arm first. Alright, move them back. Both of them friction to 0. And I'm going to test this. Alright, yeah. There we go. So now we need the wheel and the base, the second base. So I'm going to make the part. Scale that just right next to the first prong. Alright, gonna set this to uncanny collide. All of them. Move this back for the space for the wheel. 2 studs. Alright, so now we're going to make the wheel. So I'm going to insert a cylinder. I'm actually going to move this up out of the way. I'm going to insert the cylinder. And going to scale the cylinder. 0.5. Alright, so I'm going to try and move this to the side just 1 stud. And then going to add a block like this. Just duplicate prong and then delete whatever's in it. Yeah, like that. So now this should work. Just anchor the base. That's anchored. So now we've got to connect all this. So we have a hinge constraint connected to the arm and the prong. We need a hinge constraint connected to the prong and the wheel. So I'm going to do that right now. Just connect that. Alright, so now we've got to weld this. It's the same weld script used. Same weld script used in my tank tracks tutorial. I'm going to copy that. Group these. Like this named hinge. Group. Paste into the weld script and set a primary part. I'm just going to name that hinge, and then wheel. Alright, so now we've got to weld the wheel to the base. Base 2. Alright, so I'm going to click on the. Actually, it's going to be. Set that to 2 studs for easier. Is that the center? Yeah, that looks like the. No, this doesn't look like the center. Alright, 1 stud. Alright, yeah, that looks like the center. I'm gonna click on the wheel and then the base. Alright, looks like I have to do 0.5 studs. Alright. So now we're gonna move all this back and see if it doesn't break while running. Alright, so I'm gonna go into the wheel. Okay. Oh yeah, I made a mistake. Oh wait. Nope, it's right. Alright, so I'm gonna go into the wheel and get the hinge that is connected to the wheel and the base. Now name that motor. Set the actuator type to motor and name this power. Set the motor max torque to infinity and angular velocity to like something small. Like let's do 8. Let's see if it works. It works. So now we just gotta do the piston. Actually, I'm gonna make this see how it performs faster. 120. Alright, alright, so now we gotta do the piston. So what we need is a prismatic hinge. So basically what a prismatic hinge is allows the part to move up and down to a limited degree. So it won't allow it to move side to side, it'll just make it move up and down. Unless you set the... So it just makes it move on one axis, basically. Not just up and down, just one axis. So if it's meant to move side to side, it will not move up and down. If it's meant to move up and down, up and down, it will not move side to side or this way and stuff. Alright, so now we're just going to get a part. Just going to duplicate this and name this prismatic base. Right? Delete whatever's inside of it and scale it. Like so. So I'm going to put the prismatic hinge inside the prismatic base and then like that. So if it doesn't work, let me anchor this. If it doesn't work, we might have to use a ball and socket hinge, and then it will work most likely after that. Alright, so it doesn't work. So I'm just going to delete the prismatic constraint and duplicate this ball and socket. Alright, so now we're going to connect this with the ball and socket hinge. I'm going to click on the prong and then the ball and socket base. Alright, so basically what a ball and socket does, it's much like a hinge, but allows the part to move freely around, just in the same area, just like rotate and stuff. Rotate, it will move like that, stuff like that, like that. Basically does everything. Use the ball and socket hinge constraint, actually the rares. I use it very seldom, so. Alright, so let's see if this works now. Alright, it works. Alright, so you see it's slightly bending because this is not exactly in line with the prismatic. There's ways to make it inline stuff without using the ball and socket, but I don't have time for that right now. So I'm just going to use the ball and socket. Alright, so now we got this. Now we need the piston. And so just going to get a block, center it on that prismatic base, scale it up. Make it even on both sides. On can collide. Duplicate, scale that. Negate, and then union. Alright, so now we just need the piston itself. So we got the cylinder. So now we just need the piston, and then we're going to weld that to the ball and socket base. Alright, so duplicate this. And just take this. I'm just going to call this yellow because it looks cool. And uncan collide. So I'm going to scale this just there. Scale this up to something like this. Alright. Time to weld this, so I'm going to group them and name this piston. Going to set a primary part to the ball and socket. I'm just gonna name this piston. Right. And then copy the weld script and then paste that into it. Alright, time to see if this works. Oh, alright. Anchor this and unanchor this. Alright. Alright, so it works. This is basically it. You created a working steam engine without the firebox and boiler and pipes and steam. You just created the moving parts or whatever. But it's good. In fact, let's look at it from here. Let's put these both to 50. Alright, yeah, so this acceleration is maxed out. Oh yeah, this is broken. This acceleration is maxed out, that's why it took like a split second to get to 50 angular velocity. So if I turn this down to like 10 and I put it to 5, it will take more time to slow down and speed up. One thing I want to do is to scale this down. Right. Oh yeah, and anchor it. Alright. So we're basically done. Got a working, I'm not gonna call it a steam engine, but machine. And maybe, I don't think I have to, but maybe I'll do a tutorial on the particles on this steam engine, that the other stuff, and the boiler and the firebox, the valve that you turn to slow this down and speed this up. I might do a tutorial on that. You just have to ask me, and I probably will. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope this tutorial helped you. Make sure to like and subscribe, and bye.